Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to build $1 million land investment company without owning any land. I actually made my first $1 million in profit flipping land before the age of 25. This business has, completely changed my life, given me peace, purpose, and profit, and even the ability to chase after other passions that I have, which is my initial plan for actually building this business. So the number one important thing to understand about this business model is you need traffic and you need leads on a consistent basis. If you do not have these things, then you have no business. And so the way to get these leads consistently is by marketing on a consistent basis. Now, with marketing, we send out direct mail, we cold call owners, and we also SMS blast text owners. These are the three ways that I have used to get leads consistently into my business. Now, these are leads from all over the country. We're not just wholesaling land in one market or two markets. I've done deals in 48 different states. I've done rural recreational deals all over the country. So we're marketing to people from all over the country. Now, the rules that I follow are minimum purchase price, $40,000 sold. I want to see on average that properties are selling for $100,000 or more, and that properties are selling within 90 days or less. If I see that in any given market, then I'm going to go into that market. And so when you follow the rules of that market selection and you couple it with marketing on a consistent basis, what happens is you get quality leads on a consistent basis. The other thing to realize that not everyone will want to sell to you. Some people are going to say, I don't really want to sell to you. No, I want more money. We're able to handle these things with what I call seller framing and rapport building. You need to be able to build rapport with sellers from all over the country. You need to be able to speak to people from all over the country. You need to make sure that you are very well spoken. This just comes with practice. When I first started doing this business model, I would stutter a lot. I didn't know what I was talking about. I had no clue. The only way that you can improve this skill is by having thousands and thousands of conversations, which I've personally been able to have. And I've also been able to teach my team how to be able to have thousands and thousands of conversations with sellers so that we can understand seller psychology. We can understand different seller types. We can also understand how to close those sellers based upon who they are, what their motivations are, and what they want at the end of the transaction. So when it comes to acquisitions, that is also extremely important when building a land investment company. You need to be talking to sellers consistently and you need to be having conversations. One of the most important things about this business model is the amount of conversations that you're having with your leads. And people that I see failing in this business model, not getting enough deals, are not having any conversations. It's a lot of analysis, a lot of analyze. Hopefully I do this perfectly instead of having conversations. I focus on following the rules, the basic rules that I laid out before, and getting marketing out on a consistent basis. I don't make sure that everything is perfect. I don't sit there and analyzing everything and making sure that everything is priced perfectly. I don't do that. We make sure that we send out the mail, send out the text messages, or cold call the data based upon the rules. And as long as we follow those rules, then we're going to get consistent results. You have to understand this because too many people try to analyze so much that they're paralyzed. You can't take the action. You can't make the calls. You can't send text because you're like, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. This is the wrong frame. You need to make sure that you're talking to people on a consistent basis. That is the only way to get deals done. And on top of that, making sure that you're recording your calls too. I record all of our calls. I have calls recorded dated back to 2021. And it's crazy because I can see how much better I got over the phone, and I can also see how much better my team's gotten over the phone as well. It's night and day. And so if you want to be able to be a top 1% earner, you can be through this business model. This is the best cash flow business model that exists on planet Earth. And if you learn how to do this properly, you learn how to do deals consistently, you'll make more money than you ever would have hoped for. Now, we also focus heavily on dispositions and selling our properties on the market as well. I have many case studies on my channel that you can go through as well of how we've marketed properties to sell extremely quickly. Now, when it comes to marketing, we make sure to get really good drone shots, really good listing descriptions, very good photos. We make sure to do this on a consistent basis. We work with brokers only who have sold properties in that market that are like kind of ours. If a broker doesn't know what they're talking about, I don't want to go with them. And on top of that, I also make sure to list aggressively. So if properties on average are listed for 150,000, I'm going to start at 120 because I want to sell faster, which means that I also have to get my acquisition price, anywhere from, let's say, $60,000 to $70,000, because I want my profit margins to be anywhere from $25,000 to I've had as high as $250,000. That's what I want on a consistent basis. Now, when you master all the functions as I just stated them out, to market selection, to marketing, to acquisitions, to dispositions, and you've done multiple deals, and now you're doing, let's say, 1, 2, 3 deals a month, and you've got cash in the bank, now is the time to record all of your systems, record the things that have been working even before this. You need to be recording your systems, making sure that you're building SOPs into your company. How do you do deals on a consistent basis? How do you make sure that you're doing them successfully? What goes wrong in your business? Make sure that you're even recording the things that go wrong and why they go wrong. So that way, when it's time to delegate to your team, they know exactly what to avoid. They know exactly what to do. And you also need to delegate to A players. You need to become an A player before you can delegate to A players as well. How do you become the A player? By cultivating your skills on a consistent basis. So every day on the phone, you have to go through the season of grinding. You have to go through the season where it doesn't make sense. You have to go through the season where you're pounding your head in. You have to go through that season. You want to be a top 1% earner. Every single top 1% earner, I don't care what they say, went through a season where nothing made sense at all. They had to figure it out. I had to figure it out to get here. I had to go through a lot to get here. To get to the point where I can show someone this business model and within 90 days, they make $50,000 or $35,000 or $10,000, so on and so forth. I had to learn this inherently and intensively in order to get to that point where I can show some random person that I don't know how to make tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, so on and so forth doing this business model, if not millions of dollars. And so you have to go through the season where it doesn't make sense. You have to go through the season where I'm learning. You have to go through that. And if you're not willing to go through that, well then no business model is for you. The other thing to understand with capital, I said with no money. So when you're using no money, first of all, make sure that you have good credit. You can get business credit. There are many banks that do offer 0% interest credit cards, 0% interest business credit cards. I've helped my clients get cards like this and been funded for tens of thousands of dollars within just a few weeks that they can invest into their business. You know, as far as marketing goes, market selection, data, you can invest all into all that. Now, when it comes to actually buying the land, a lot of people get this confused and think that they have to buy the land. I get this question a lot. Oh, well, I want to start the land investment company, but I don't have any money to buy the land. You don't need money to buy the land. My first $1 million in profit, I did not use my own money to fund any of the deals. I used other people's money. I partnered up with JV funders. I took 50% of the deal. And then as I built up my track record with different funders, it went to 70, 80, and then I eventually got 90% because I built up my track record so well. And it was like, you know what, Femi, you have made us so much money over the last year. We're going to give you this 90. And maybe it'll be time stacked, but if I can sell this property within 30 days and you get anywhere from 80 to 90% on a deal. And this is what I did on a consistent basis. So I was able to just build up my track record very quickly and get to the point where now I've just been very smart with my money. I would say I've been smart with my credit, with everything, to the point where I can fund other people's deals myself. And so if you actually have deals, feel free to send me deals. I'll fund your deals for you, but they have to be good deals and they have to be following the rules that I gave before in market selection and how we actually select our markets. If you don't follow those rules, please don't send me any deals. The other thing too is making sure that you stay focused on this strategy. I've stayed extremely focused for the last few years on building the land business so that it cash flows to the point where I can live my life as I see fit. I can pay my team well. I can retire early if I want to. I can do whatever it is that I want to do, and I can become a top 1% earner in my 20s. That is the only thing I've been focused on for the last several years. I haven't worried about anything else. And yes, of course, I've learned how to manage my money. I've learned how to invest my money. I've learned, other vehicles that I can get into, of course, but none of these things would exist. I wouldn't even be making this video right now if it wasn't for my land flipping business and it wasn't for the cash flow that it's provided me. I wouldn't be doing it because I'd be doubling down and focusing on how to get the land investment company to cash flow. So when you understand that if you just focus on this business model, you can build generational wealth for yourself, you'll focus on nothing else. And so if you're a person that wants to scale your land investment company to $1 million or more, and you want to license the systems that has helped me do the exact same thing in my business and help other people create multiple six-figure profit results in just a matter of a few months, feel free to book a strategy call below and I'd be happy to help you. This has been Femi with LandVerse, and I'll see you guys in the next video.